Well, in continuation from the earlier video posted today, I thought it was about time I actually showcased this particular set. Um, I don't think this has been featured on the channel before, nor have I really taken any photos of it and even referenced it online in any of the forums or even my vintage TV blog. It's quite weird because you think being quite a nice looking set I would have done so, but no, I just never got around to it. But I think I did do a video with my old camera probably about 10 years ago, which never even uploaded. I think I did this one and another one as well, which I've got, which you guys haven't seen. But I thought, well, while I'm in the mood and feeling quite enthusiastic about things, I thought I'd showcase this particular TV. This one is a Pye. It's, guess we call it the Pye deluxe model. The chassis is a T25, I think T26 variation. It's some of those other Pye sets that I've featured on the channel and previously. This is pretty much just the same. This is pretty much the same set, but just in a more fancy cabinet. I've actually got two of these. So this is the better of the two. The other one's a little bit more knocked around and the actual handles on the doors are broken as well. So, but fortunately, this one was closer to the front of the pile out in the garage. So when it was decided what sets would come inside, I was like, right, well, this one's closer. I don't have to move 3 other sets to get to it. So this was the one I designated to come up indoors. So yeah, it's a very nice. It's a really nice piece of furniture actually. I've actually spent a little time today actually cleaning up the cabinet. It was actually covered in a lot of mold, and it certainly did not look like this earlier on today. It was a lot of dust, grime, just again, due to the shitty storage conditions. As I mentioned earlier, it actually fared better than I thought it was going to, because again, it had a big blanket over it, but the blanket had actually all disintegrated. And there was another set on top of it, and unfortunately it's kind of, as you can kind of see there, it's kind of left some marks on the top of the cabinet. But if you come over here where there's no marks or no sort of blanket sort of residue that's stuck to it, it's quite nice. So yeah, not exactly light. I had a bit of help getting this up the stairs, and my two good friends carried it up the stairs, and even they were visibly struggling. So unfortunately, I cannot lift heavy things these days. Well, I can, but it doesn't bode well with my body if I do. So I've just got to be very careful as to what I shift these days. But that's a whole nother story. So yeah. So there's 2 speakers down below there. I hate to think how many of these were probably gutted and turned into drinks cabinets, or people would gut the innards out and put modern sets inside. So I better open it up and actually show you what it's like under here. Now these particular doors have a habit of actually self-closing, especially the one on the left. And amazingly, it's not actually trying to close on its own. So, because I opened it up before and the door key, that left door key wanted to close on its own, it was quite irritating. But as you can see, you've got the Pye logo up there, and it must be a fancy one. It says high definition. So, but really, it's just a standard Pye TV. These did come out in a sort of. I've got quite a few sets with the same chassis, but in varying cabinets. And why is the camera going out of focus? The stupid phone. But yeah. So these doors, they actually kind of, I think they fold around or they fold back. So you can have it like that or like that. And that left door's making a complete liar out of me. That as I was cleaning it all afternoon, all that door was wanting to do was shut on me. And now it's staying open. Stupid thing. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely quite a stunning looking set, as I've probably mentioned before, and it certainly looks quite nice. It'll be even better when it's finally up and going. So, as I said, the main aim was just to do a bit of a feature on it, and we'll pull the back off, have a look inside, and swing the chassis down, and then we'll put some power on it and see what it does. I mean, I've had this thing. I think I've had this thing for at least probably 10 or 12 years, and I have not powered it up in that time. And I can guarantee it probably hasn't been plugged in for a friggin' decade. So I don't quite know what to expect. It's definitely seen use, but how much use I don't know. I will, when I turn it around, I'll get my B&K CRT tester as well, and we'll no, sorry, my leader, the tube tester, and we'll check the CRT with the first. I can almost guarantee the tube will be fine. I can't see any reason why that tube would check would be low emission or weak. I said I have had the back off it and looked inside, so yeah, I've even cleaned it out of some dust and some grime. So yeah, so that's what I'll do now is I will pause the video, I'll turn it around, and you'll have to see what it's like inside. Well, here's the back of it, and throughout the world, people rely on Pye. Well, I could have a few things to say about that, but yeah, this is the back panel itself. I've only got one screw on there, so I'll get the screwdriver and take the back off in a second. Oh, I was just going to say too, if anybody's got any idea on how I could potentially clean that sort of that staining or marks off the actual, or the stain or the lacquer off here, let me know. I mean, look, honestly, I'm not too bothered about it. I mean, you know, the set's probably going to have other things on top of it anyway. You know, with a cover or some kind of cloth on top. I'm not overly concerned, but it'll be quite nice to try and get that cleaned off. You know, it's a 60-year-old plus TV. You know, it's survived this long, so you know you're going to get a few battle scars and a few, you know you're going to get damage of some kind. So it's just a given. Right, let's take the back off, and the back will probably fall right down, will it? Oh no, it's got little. Oh, there we go. It's got little wee stays down there. And so yeah, to the viewers of the channel, that probably looks all too familiar. I'll just be putting that back somewhere where it won't fall off. Hopefully the light will be enough, and I'm just going by the overhead lights up here in the lounge, but actually looking for the viewfinder, it looks perfectly fine. I have got a torch over there. So yeah, this is pretty much the inside of it, and it looks, I haven't really dusted it. I've dusted down here because it was full of dust, but the actual chassis I haven't really tried to clean. But as you can see, it's really clean and tidy. Like I said, another set that probably hasn't seen decades of use, which potentially will work in my favor. So okay, the model is a T22. I think, what did I say? T25. There were variations of these Pye chassis, and they largely stayed the same, but as they went through later generations, there were changes, and I think some of the later ones had like those other two smaller portable Pyes, which you go back through my old videos. They had transistors in their front end and things, but this is more definitely more an older version with valves, sort of all tube front end, which in some ways I kind of prefer anyway. So and there's a tuner up there, and I've just realized too, the contrast and vertical hold, normally the little plastic stalks that stick there, both of them have gone. I don't even recall. I don't even think the set even came with them, but I have got some other ones I can use anyway. I've got some spare ones somewhere I can, or even I've got several sets, so I can always burgle or borrow the adjustment stalks out of off another set. It should be perfectly fine. So yeah, I might have to go and get a nut driver to take the EHT cover off, because I don't think I've got any tools up here in order to do that. But I guess what we can do though, we can actually hinge the chassis and have a look underneath. Sorry about this. I sort of, to be honest, doing this tonight was a complete spur of the moment decision. Didn't really prepare. I just thought, well, let's just wing it and see how it goes, because yeah, that's what Krusty's workbench is all about. Firing up old crusty things and and all that sort. But here we go. So here's the underneath the chassis. Interesting, because it actually looks quite dark with the naked eye, but it's a lot brighter with the camera. So hopefully this is coming out okay, because it certainly is. Certainly it seems to be all right from what I can see. Just hopefully the video quality doesn't turn to crap and it all goes into some sort of weird night mode and everything becomes all blurry. So what's the tube? Tube is a anodian, I think it is. Type 23HP 45. But just a standard. Nothing really fancy about that tube at all. Oh, we've got a date on the yoke. This will be good. We'll be able to date this thing. Just wait 1 second, and I'll just go grab my my torch. Trying to reach over here. I've just seen a date on the yoke. Oh, I'd say that's the 10th of April. I'd say that's 1960. Oh, hard to say. I'd say it'd be 10th of April, probably it'd be 1964 or 65, I'd say, at a guess. Hard to know. But yeah, I'd say 64, 65 possibly. Could even be 66, but well, there, it's yeah, it's it's definitely over 50 years old. That's for sure. Well, that'd be 65. So that'd be yeah, 65 years old. Yeah, that'd be right. Yeah. I think yes, 65. Yeah, yep, 65 years old. So no spring chicken by any means. No, 60 years old. Sorry, yeah, maths. Yes, yeah, because I'm going to be 50 in August and I was born 75, so this is 65. Yeah, of course, it's going to be 60 years old. So anyhow, enough of that. But yeah, what else is down on there? Just a warning: do not put fingers around EHT cap while set's turned on. Do not try and lick the anode cap with the set turned on, or put your tongue across the pins of the cathode ray tube while turned on. Yeah, you know, we get it. But as you can see, all completely original, and it's got these absolutely first class, never drift, stable as resistors. These things are just these resistors are the best. I won't have to change any of these. I'm actually being really sarcastic because I'm going to have to change probably all of them, because these mustard colored resistors are absolute shit. They all drift, and I've mentioned this before on my channel, so I'm not going to go over it again, but there'll be quite a number of these which will be way out of spec. But looks like the main filter cap was bulging a bit. Yeah, hard to know. Oh yeah, that's definitely bulging. And it looks like the other one. Oh yeah, it's got some crusties coming out of it as well, so that's always good for a laugh. Oh, I have actually just seen something here. I've just seen this. Wow. It looks like, wow. It looks like the whole entire fuse holder is... Shit, look at that. The whole fuse holder is It's all burnt. Far out. It's all burnt up and everything. So I wonder what's happened there. Okay, well there, I just broke it off. Let's see, maybe it had just been maybe it was just arcing. I might just make sure there are no shorts on the. Make sure those rectifier diodes aren't shorts. Make sure there's no shorts to ground, and I'll just bypass that. I'll just bypass that with a crocodile clip or something for the time being. Yeah, not overly too worried about that, but hopefully there's no shorts. But yeah, that filter cap does look decidedly crusty. All right, well, actually, that's probably what stopped the set from going. Was probably that. Hope the power transformer was alright. I'd be very surprised if the power transformer this thing's shot, to be honest. But if it is, I've got other sets I can use for. I've said I've got another complete TV out in the garage. If I've got to sacrifice one for the other, I'll certainly do so. All right. Well, I guess what I'll do is I will address that mains problem. As you can see, the circuit board is covered in those resistors as well. So, will I get a raster out of this? Don't know. At least we're about to find that one out, and I just noticed that the camera's going slightly blurry, or whether it's my eyes, not quite sure. All right, well, what I'll do, I'll put the camera down. I'll take that EHT cover off, and I will address that fuse holder issue. So, back in a tick. Okay, so I ended up actually disconnecting the fuse holder completely out of circuit, and just soldered that's where the phase comes in, is put a bit of grid insulation tape around there just to be safe. Didn't really want to have exposed phase down there, just because in case it was measuring down there, could have ended up getting the shock. So I don't really want to get electrocuted tonight. Thank you very much. Yeah, so we've got the trusty leader CRT tester about to be powered on, and we will check to see what the tube is like. Also, this is my Variac Cummins isolation transformer as well, and so I'll be using this to power it on. And I've got the current meter too. I can look and see as to what the watts and what the current and watts are doing. And I've got my meter as well, just to monitor the B+ rail. Also, all right. So let's fire this thing up. And God, it's been a while since I've used this thing. Oh no, I checked. Oh no, I used it recently on the Murphy TV. So okay, let's turn it up to. Okay, so we've got some. Oh yeah, it's a good sign. The filament's lighting. That's always a good sign. She looks quite blackened around there, actually, doesn't it? I gave her a bit of a clean just before, and looks. I don't know. I don't know. We'll test it. We'll find out. So I need to adjust that to 6.3. We'll just make it about 6. Make it about 6. About 6 will be fine. Right. No leakage, no genuine leakage. The book says about 45. Set the grid 1 voltage to about 45, and we'll just go to cutoff, and we'll just see if we've got any cutoff there. Oh, that's not a good sign. All right. Let's go to read emissions, see what happens. Mind you, I have had this before where there's been no cutoff, but the actual tube's actually been, mind you, when was this set last running? When did the tube last have any sort of volts on it? So I might just bring the heater up to 6.3. Right up to 6.3. Might just need to sit there for a bit, and we'll check all our adjustments again. A little tiny bit of movement there, nothing much, but there's a slight bit of movement there. No, it's not the connection on here, is it? No. The wires come off somewhere. No, the wires come off. You wouldn't get any emission readings at all. So, we're on the right setting there, aren't we? So, well, it is saying it's got emission. I'm guessing that's a good thing rather than a bad thing. Even if I adjust that, I can. Yeah, it might just need waking up. I'm sure if I left it on here for a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes, you'd probably get some cutoff adjust. You'd probably get something happening. Yeah. It could just be the tube itself needs waking up. But if the tube is shot, like I said, I've got a complete spare set out in the garage and could always swap them over if need be. I mean, I'd rather not, to be honest, because it's a bit of mucking around involved. But yeah. All right. No, I'm not going to go. I have used the rejuvenation. I did this on a black and white tube once, and they actually fixed it. And that set still runs okay. Yeah, I think for now. I mean, yeah, the proof is going to be in the pudding. I mean, it's still. But yeah, it might be a bit on the weak side, but generally, because with the Murphy, yeah, I got a lot of cut off. I could adjust it quite happily. So I know it's not this thing here that's faulty. It's well, enough of that. Well, the tube has got emissions of some sort. Maybe this thing has had more use. Maybe it was a well-used TV. So who knows? I'll plug all that off. Right, I'll just shift all this out of the way and get the meters and everything set up, and we'll put some power on and see what it does. Okay, so we've got the meter hooked up. We've got the variac hooked up. Unfortunately, this does just go straight to 110 volts. So yeah, it doesn't get a complete. It kind of gets a semi power up, but not a. At least it's not a full. At least it's not a full one anyway. I'm not going to give it 230 volt brute force, because I'm sure those filter caps would not appreciate that in the slightest. But oh well, we'll go to 110 volts. and that's oh, there we go. Okay, I'll turn the meter on. So probably got about 100 volts and climbing. It's more just to monitor the power consumption. If it starts going up exponentially or starts doing anything strange, I can monitor the the current that it's drawing. But it's probably the cap actually reforming. Yeah, that'll be the cap. Probably the filter cap's reforming after decades of not being in use. Just trying to get that annoying reflection off the what is it with bloody power cords? If they're going to get caught up in something, they can bet your bottom dollar the bloody things do. Cords were man's worst invention, I tell you. You know, if it's going to get tied up in something, you can guarantee it will. Yeah, and at this point in time, I'm going to get nothing anyway. Not going to get any signs of life happening at all. And I've got the RF transmitter hooked up with the test pattern running into it, so I've got that all on air. Got my little miniature TV broadcast station on here, especially we could call it. So I think we're channel. I think it's channel. What is it? I think it's channel 9, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Channel. Gotta have. Sorry, guys. Gotta have this on channel 9. So that's 9. Yeah, so that's on 9. Might just see how those caps all. Nah, there's nothing. Like I said, there's nothing happening. Oh hell! I forgot to take the EHT cage off, the cover off, didn't I? Might just do that back in a sec. Right, here's the EHT cover removed, and yeah, this is very common for these flybacks, just to have wax collecting down there. So this is pretty normal for these things. And yeah, actually forgot to show too on the back of the cover, on the front of the cover. Sorry, that's the valve location chart. And all your preset adjustment locations as well. I was actually looking at this before that looks completely toasted. Looks like an electrolytic, but I'm not expecting much from this. If there's a problem with the horizontal oscillator or something with the EHT, I'm just going to flag it. I'm not going to try and investigate it tonight. This is more just a power up and basically will it work sort of video. So we're already cracking on to half an hour, so this will be as long as it will be. I've got enough memory on my phone, and enough space on the phone, and the battery's almost fully charged, so it'll be what it'll be. Right. Let's in fact, I could probably actually tell you what, I've got the meter on the right spot, so because actually might be easier for actually checking for the heat on caps, and if any smoke starts coming off things, I guess we might notice it a bit earlier. Okay, right, let's give it a bit more mains. Yeah, this isn't that accurate, but 235 volts is about there. So yeah, it's not very accurate, this thing, but yeah, we'll get a bit more voltage there now. Now 112 watts. That is not right. That is not right. 100 and... No, I think we might have something shorted somewhere, I think. Yeah, no, that's not right. Does that feel warm, or am I imagining things? I don't know. It's just... Let's be a bit of a hangman and see what happens. Nope, nope, nope. Oh, hang on. Hello, we've got something happening here. We've got noises happening. Yep, I just got a belt off that thing because I suddenly realised. Okay, after that brief interruption and interlude, I'll just had someone come up to see me, so I'll pause the video. Right, so I turned everything off while someone was up here coming to see what I was doing, which was all good. Right, we'll resume from where we left off. Yeah, that cap is slightly warm. Going to be... I think that initial current draw was probably that cap reforming. Yeah. So, but I did hear something ticking. So I think it might have been EHT. So it's a good sign that maybe something's working. All right. Well, what am I reaching up for the power knob? Power switch is all down here. So we'll go back to where we was, 170 volts. Yeah, it's looking a lot better too on the watt meter. Yeah, starting to draw some current now. Things are starting to conduct. Yep, I hear a bit of hum. Oh, I hear some crackling too. Where's the volume? That one. Oh. Okay. Oh. Better turn that down because I know that it'll get flagged copyright. So okay, it is receiving a signal. Going by that, it's receiving my my DVD. Oops. Oh. Sounds like a vertical's running. Yep. Yeah. Typical valve sockets. When there's anything on the screen. Hey! Bloody hell! Bloody hell! Ha! Holy crap! I was not expecting that. Shit. Okay, well, hang on, I'll go get me now, which is vertical hold. Shut up. Valve sockets on these things are crap as well. Yeah, shut that up. Sounds like the right speed there. Far out. Well, would you look at that? Shit. I was not expecting that. Yeah, that tune is really filthy as well, but wow. And the tube actually doesn't look all that short. I mean, it's still we're still on reduced mains, so it's not getting getting the full EHT that it needs. But it's a lot brighter in the in the camera. But heck, I mean, even if the tube is a bit tired, hell, it's you'd probably still be able to watch that. But oh shit! All right, now that's yeah. It's nice and distorted. Yeah, probably got a grumpy valve socket and all those. I mean, even with all the shit resistors, I'm surprised. I mean, that's the really bad linearity in the egg-shaped concave test pan. That doesn't surprise me. It's cool. Oh well, we're not halfway there, but it's a good start anyway. Is that contrast turned all the way up? I'm guessing is that contrast all the way up or all the way down? Oh no, that's contrast all the way up. That's contrast all the way up, and there's the brightness control. Yeah. I think this tube's probably going to be all right. As I said, it's not even on full. Like I said, it's not even up to full EHT yet, and it's put it this way, it would certainly produce a very watchable picture even in its current, even if the tube was a bit tired. Oh well, that's cool. I'm pleased about that. It's the fact that it proves that everything, proves the yoke's okay, Lopley's okay, tuner's okay, the majority of the electronics is okay. God, I wonder when this thing last had a picture on it. Probably decades ago. Yeah, it's doing a few funky things, but am I surprised? And now I'm starting to see hum bars in the picture. So, it could even be a heater cathode short in the video output valve or something else. Oh, we've got a cap or the main filter cap is about to blow its ass. Yeah, that is warm-ish. Unfortunately, I've lost my mirror that I normally use for tinkering with TV. I'm going to have to pick myself a big freestanding tall mirror of some kind because I can't really see what's happening. All right, we might give it a. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to give it the full herbs just because of I don't know the state of those bloody things, and I just don't really want to risk doing any damage to anything. But hey, this is a really good start. Really good start. What's it look like now? With a bit more mains up its jacksy. It's actually worse now. It's actually a bit worse. A little bit worse now. Yeah, the picture's doing a few little funky things. Yeah, no, it's now we've lost horizontal sync now. It's decided to go. Do the old power off, power on, but sometimes it can actually get it to lock. There we go. The sound momentarily comes back. Still see that umbar going up the screen, so it's well, as I've been repeating, that is not a bad first light or a first run for God knows how many friggin' years it hasn't been powered on. But yeah, we'll see how that tube comes up with a bit of use. I personally feel the tube is not to the point. I personally feel, from what I've seen so far, I personally feel the tube's it's not low emission. It's not to the point where it's going to need changing. I mean, it's still got plenty of brightness there. It's you know, you probably wouldn't want to watch it in a bright room. But I don't know. Look anyhow, it's definitely it's producing a picture, so that is a lot better than nothing. And it's probably all sorts of, there'll be resistors going high, voltages are probably off or down or not enough, and yeah, that is getting warm. But this contrast control could be dirty as well, so yeah, the thing basically needs going right over. Resistors, caps, probably a valve or two. Yeah, we'll just give it, just for shits and giggles, we'll give it a bit more mains, and then we'll watch some smoke escape out of something. I'm just curious to see what 187. What's it meant to draw? 150 watts is its actual current consumption out of the mains. But yeah, it's probably drawing a bit more at the moment with all the crusty old craps in there. Yeah, well, that hasn't really done much to the brightness of the picture. It's filled, obviously it's filled the even the EHT regulation is good. Not getting any picture isn't blooming or expanding or contracting in size. So yeah, obviously the DY87 and all the associated flyback components must be all right, but it's actually looking worse now. It's not as bold and as bright. Something's definitely lacking in contrast. Yeah, but come on. Here we go. Right, okay, well, I might as well pretty much wrap it up here. I mean, there's not really much more to to say or go on about, but yeah, overall that's a pretty damn good start as far as I'm concerned, considering. Might just do something while I'm here. Might just give the EC84 a bit of a wiggle around. Okay, it doesn't like that. I'm just mucking with the video output valve. It didn't like that at all, actually. Oh, where's the plate? Come on. Here we go. Yeah. Oh well. I am sure we can improve on that picture. I am sure we can improve on that. So, oh well, I'll wrap it up here, and yeah. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for a further update on this TV. I don't know when I'll get around to doing the set, actually going through and working on it and replacing bits. But I've got a couple of, I've got this thing here that I'm still going to do a video on as well. So this will probably be one of my upcoming videos coming up very shortly or soon. But yeah, this is quite an interesting set too. But for now, yeah, that's definitely a good start. I'm quite pleased. Oh, well, I'll wrap it up here, and I've probably said it now 3 or 4 times, and yeah. Thanks for watching, and we'll no doubt you'll see an update from me not too distant near future. All going well. Bye for now.